At first, there was light, and life started. Welcome to Mount Pulag. Come and let us discover life. Mount Pulag follows an ecological succession. But before we dig deeper on that, come and be with me in learning first about the mountain. Rising to 2,922 meters above sea level, Mount Pulag is the highest peak in the island of Luzon and the second highest in the Philippines. The park covers 11,500 hectares and lies along the Grand Cordillera Central Mountain Ranges, encompassing portions of the provinces of Benguet, Ifugao, and Nueva Viscaya. The climate on Mount Pulag is tropical, with rains predominating the whole year. Rainfall on the mountain averages 4,489 millimeters yearly, with August being the wettest month with an average rainfall of 1,135 millimeters. The park has a large diversity of flora and fauna, many of which are endemic to the mountain. It hosts 528 documented plant species. It is a natural habitat of the endemic dwarf bamboo, Eushania niatakayamensis, and the Benguet pine, Pinus insularis. Among its native wildlife are 76 bird species, 30 of which are endemic to the Philippines and 9 are endemic to Luzon, and several threatened mammals such as the Philippine brown deer, the northern Luzon giant cloud rat, and the Luzon pygmy fruit bat. One can also find several orchid species, some of which are possibly endemic to Mount Pulag, and other rare flora such as the pitcher plant. The mountain of Pulag is divided into 3 parts: the pine part, the moss part, and the grass part. The summit of Mount Pulag is covered with grass and dwarf bamboo plants. At lower elevations, the mountainside has a mossy forest filled with fog and full of ferns, lichens, and moss. Below this is the pine forest growing on barren, rocky slopes. Falls, rivers, and small lakes mark the area. Mount Pulag follows a primary ecological succession, whereas it shows changes in ecosystem over time. In the field of ecology, succession is the natural process by which a community of organisms in an ecosystem gradually replaces another. The process of succession begins with a group of simple, rapidly growing organisms called the pioneer community. A pioneer community is the collection of organisms that arrive first in a site that is effectively lifeless. They are the colonizing species that initiate the process of ecological succession. In Mount Pulag, life started from rocks, colonized by lichens, then moss, fungus, and succeeded by different types of mushrooms. As time passes, the barren rocks were transformed into an area with little soil. It then paved way to other kinds of species like small plants, weeds, or grasses. It is obvious in the grass part of the mountain where the dwarf bamboos are present. The next stage of succession, namely the intermediate stage, is apparent in the moss part of Mount Pulag. In here, shrubs and developing plants are present. Since there is still a little soil in rocks, large trees cannot survive. Wild flowering plants and different wild berries are present in here. There is also a large number of tree lichens attached on trunks of small, soft-stemmed trees. It can be due to the low temperature in the area. Competence in sunlight is also observed in here. Caterpillars, moths, cloud rat, and other small fauna can be observed in this area. Climax vegetation is the final stage in the ecological succession of plant communities in an area. Although the type of climax vegetation varies according to the ecosystem, the community is generally composed of a complex variety of long-lived stable species. It is seen in the pine part of the mountain, where pine trees are considered stable species of the community. We have now seen how life was formed in the Mount Pulag ecosystem, from its pioneer community to the climax community. But the study on ecosystem does not end there. Along the way going up Mount Pulag, it has been noticeable that human activities had greatly affected the environment. The building of concrete roads and bridges were present. Some part of the mountain are already transformed into an agriculture area where carrots, pechay, and potatoes are harvested. Plastics from campers and fertilizer wrappers are also visible. The worst thing is, some trees were cut and some were burnt. As generations of the future, we do not stop on studying. We do not stop on just learning about the formation of life. But we want to learn more how to protect life. We do not stop on just reading environmental articles, but we continue as environmental protectors. For us, young environmental envoys, we do not stop, because if we stop, who in the world will protect the earth that gives us life?